We back with another one. Sometimes State Files number 2. I didn't plan on doing it this way. It just happens to be the next story in my queue that I felt I wanted to do, and it just happens to come out of Florida. Go figure. Let's get into it. Welcome back, Darky, Florida middle school teacher who allegedly used the N word openly in class and degraded black student escapes punishment. Posted by Carlos Miller, July 4th, 2024, Atlantic Black Star. The Tallahassee Classic School in Florida was founded in 2020 as a tuition-free charter school with a vision to develop exemplary citizens that are virtuous, thoughtful, articulate, and possesses a lifelong passion for learning, according to the school's statement. But 3 years later, in 2023, it became a center of controversy after a parent complained that their child was shown a photo of Michelangelo's statue of David, calling it pornographic because it depicts a biblical figure in the nude, leading to the forced resignation of the school's principal, Hope Caranzuela. Now, just 1 year later, Caranzuela's replacement, Carol Wynn, was also forced to resign on June 10th, according to the Tallahassee Democrat, which states the circumstances leading to Wynn's, but the principal's forced resignation came less than 2 weeks after a lawsuit was filed against the school, accusing the school of harboring a racist teacher who would openly use the N-word in class and also addressed a black child as Darky. The lawsuit was filed on May 29, 2023 by the child's mother, Adrian Stanley, on behalf of her son, who is only referred to by the initials NM and refers to the period before Caranzuela was replaced by Wynn. According to the lawsuit, the black child began attending the school from its inauguration in August 2020 as a seventh grader and displayed stellar work and behavior as a student, but was subjected to desperate treatment, different terms and conditions, and was held at a different standard because of his race. The lawsuit singles out an English teacher named Stephen Agelis, who would not only openly use the N-word in class, but also refer to students as imbeciles. In February 2022, when NM had returned to class after being absent the previous day, Agelis said, "Welcome back, Darky," in front of the entire class, the lawsuit states. Stanley complained to Caranzuela, who set up a meeting on March 4th, 2022, between the mother herself and Agelis, who admitted to making the racist comments, according to the lawsuit. But 2 months later, in May 2022, Stanley removed her child from the school after the principal failed to discipline Agelis for his comments. The school has yet to comment publicly on Agelis or the lawsuit, but his name and photo were still on the school's faculty page in October 2022, according to screen captures archived on the Wayback Machine, but had been removed by February 2023. And his LinkedIn page says he now works as an English teacher in Gadsden County, which neighbors Leon County in Florida Panhandle, where the Tallahassee Classical School is based. The Wayback Machine also indicates the school added a non-discrimination statement on its homepage after the meeting between Caranzuela, Stanley, and Agelis, because it was not there on February 1st, 2022, but appears on screen captures beginning on March 27, 2022, in the drop-down menu of its About Us section, as well as the bottom of the home page. The non-discrimination statement is in English and Spanish and informs readers that the school is prohibited from discriminating on the basis of race, color, national origin, sex, age, and disability, and reprisal or retaliation for prior civil rights activity. The statement also informs readers how to file a complaint with the federal government if they believe their civil rights were violated. The lawsuit mentions the non-discrimination statement, but accuses the school of not abiding by it because it failed to provide any corrective action regarding Agelis' racist statements. Defendant's failure to discipline a Galis or assured that he was not going to continue his racism in the classroom towards NM caused NM grades to decline, the lawsuit states. In May 2022, plaintiff removed NM from defendant and he was enrolled in Fairview Middle School. The transition from a charter school to a public school has negatively impacted NM's development and education. I've done a couple of stories involving incidents like this, and I think that we need an alternative to these schools, and homeschooling is definitely a good option. One thing I like to say about the homeschooling, many cases when these kids are homeschooled, they learn at a faster rate than in these public schools. And like with many of these stories that happen to these kids, their grades always drop after this discrimination by these teachers. It's common in these stories. I'm glad to see the mother has filed a lawsuit, sue the shit out of them, and the inaction of these schools, it happens regularly when these teachers are behaving in this manner, using racist slurs to students, and then the school turn around and doesn't do anything. Teacher allowed to keep his job. And I like to say though, this principal, she's getting what she deserves by failing not to reprimand this teacher. She was forced to resign, and it seems like the next principal came in and didn't want to do anything either, and they got her out the way. Definitely think about homeschooling if you can. Maybe find a retired teacher and raise some money. You know, you could do GoFundMe to keep these teachers paid. It's for a good cause. I'm just tired of hearing these stories, and it just so happens is in Florida, which I've read a lot of articles about similar incidents coming out of Florida. So yeah, sue the shit out of them. And anybody having problems like this, you know, it might be time to just look into homeschooling. It's not impossible to do. Like I say, you find a small space, maybe collect donations to keep these teachers. You know, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of retired teachers out here that would love to do something like this. They probably sitting around doing nothing and bored. You bring them in and the students will learn, safe environment. You don't have to worry about nobody calling your kid a derogatory name. Like I say, they'll be able to learn at a better, faster rate. And yeah, okay, we're going to close it out. Let me know what you think in the comments, and we'll see you on the next one.